What is the next move?
Ooh, DFG.
For the Snipers.
Sorry, that DFG is going to be coming very soon for Cryonics, and when that happens, GodJJ better be in a good spot or be very quick on that trigger finger to dodge that ultimate, or he will be able to kill him.
Well, he does have his flash available. That's going to be basically what he's got to dodge that one.
Yes.
Let me see. That mistake. And GodJJ moving through the enemy jungle. Actually not really putting any wards down there right now. I'm guessing he's not got any charges left. They've just seen one put down by Fiddlesticks, and with that they rotate straight over towards that bottom turret. Very methodical play right now from the Snipers, but are they gonna dare to get close in onto this one? They know that Malphite's there. They know that if he decides to start off that fight and it hits the right person, then they're all in very deep trouble. In the end, they back away, and in the meantime, Shen pushing right up here on towards this inner turret. He's going to get a good chunk of damage off onto it.
Yeah, it's just seen SGS, the split push for Shen is working out way better than a split push for Zonda, but in these team fights, Zonda's providing a little bit more here, but he's going to get the turret a little bit low, and it wasn't even about taking the turret necessarily. It was about relieving the pressure bot lane and forcing them to back away, forcing them to get away from SGS side of the base, and or at least side of the map, and it allows Cryonics to finish that DFG really soon.
Oh, that one was cleared out, and SGS actually pushed out a little bit on that bot lane as well to free up a bit more time in that top lane for Shen. Focus himself on the minions, but we can see that Taipei Snipers moving straight through here, and they want to keep control of this blue buff. Hallelujah had started that one off, but this is going over to the Snipers. There's no way that SGS can actually get in there and stop it from happening, and there it is. Meanwhile, Chowie did push all the way out on the bottom lane and took the final final outer turret of the game that was left standing for the Snipers.
And Steak with this Oracle, he's clearing out all the vision. Hallelujah actually might get caught from the backside, and they're going to squeeze in on a Shen.
Yeah, Shen's in all kinds of trouble now, really getting caught from that one. Actually, we'll use a flash, but Assault and Battery comes in. The Chompers lock him up. There is Unstoppable Force, and GodJJ goes very, very low. That might actually be big danger for him. Fiddle in there as well. Zonda going to get exhausted, and now they're going to have to turn and run away from this one, but can they make it? Ben, he's very low. Actually gets the shield in there, and he's still alive at the back. Zonda's taken so much damage just from that one as he tries to lock down the Shen. He's going to fall, which will be a double kill for Cryonics, and that's 3 men down. They're healthy. Are they thinking about Baron here? Oh, he's dead. No, Baron switches target there. Only needed one more. I thought they were going to go straight in for that one, but actually Chowie, he's looking for more kills. Mistake's got no mana left, but he'll be able to walk away from that one. And the same fact that Nex is already way on his way to that inner turret in mid. No Baron attempt. Almost took down Kaylin there, which was very, very close. But either way, a nice fight won. And for what looked like Shen being caught out.
Rocket!
Position. I didn't even see it coming.
Oh, wow. That was... Nice shot. Nice shot by Jinx right there. But yeah, that fight alone, I kept talking about the Malphite ultimate. If he gets a good one off, it's going to win him a fight. And he hit 4 people with it. And from that, from the slow I believe he got on a GodJJ, it forced him to miss the flash over the wall. It forced him to not get to that safety. Then you had Hallelujah follow up with the knock up on his own and the Cataclysm, and that just caught them off guard, gave him a huge amount of kills here, and gave him a little bit more of control of this game. But in the meantime, Dragon's being done by TPS. They have the timer on it, and they're able to lock that one down.
Yeah, almost a 3,000 gold lead that they hold at this point. Definitely in the upper hand when it comes to war. They got a couple of deep ones here on the enemy blue buff, and also on their side, on the enemy side of the Dragon from their point of view. And Zonda continues to farm his way through some Fire Cape, Spirit Visage in there as well. He's got almost 1,000 gold to be spending, as has got JJ. He's got 1,600 right now that he can go back home and pick up. We'll see what he goes for next with that Jinx that's currently sat at 4-1-2.
Yeah, he's doing very well in this game right now, and both these teams, they're really trying to fight for vision advantage, really trying to fight for that control around this Baron pit, because they realize, at least for TPS, if they walk into a bush against SGS without it being warded, that Malphite ultimate will come out and they will burst someone down very quickly with many different ways they can do that. But for SGS, they just want to be able to control their own side of the jungle, because they've had such a hard time this entire game with it. They haven't had very many wards past this halfway point throughout these 27.5 minutes.
A recall coming in here as well for the Snipers. They want to make sure that they get as much in there as they can. We can see the cowl now being picked up, and that is pretty much guaranteed going to be the Banshee's Veil.
Yep.
That's opportunity for, you know, to cancel out the unstoppable force of Cryonics is worth its weight in, well, probably double its gold at this point in the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard for SGS to pop that one too. I mean, you obviously have the Domestican Standard coming out of Jarvan. You have the Dark Wind out of Fiddlesticks. That's very difficult to see, as we do have Taipei Snipers going in here. They want to commit.
Yeah, they're going to go in towards Cryonics, and he was thinking about it there. Do I just all in on this one and put down the unstoppable force, or do I try and get away from it? In the end, they decide not to back on through, probably with the positioning of Chowie, who was knocked away with the Gragas ultimate rather than anything else.
And you saw right there, though, that the downside to an AP Malphite, he is super swishy. He almost got blown up quickly by the entirety of TPS, and that's why he's kind of a one-trick pony that he needs to be able to well, okay, he needs to have SGS be the ones to engage. He cannot let Taipei Snipers do it, or they're going to get in a really tough position. And I wonder what he's going to be building into next. It looks like maybe a Void Staff here, since there's a lot of MR being built up on the side of Taipei Snipers. But Mistake does have another Oracle. And SGS, it looks like they want to go for a little bit of a push here, and they will see Zonda top lane, so they will have that man advantage they had earlier on when they fought middle.
Yep, a lot of armor coming in here as well from SGS on both Shen and Jarvan. And with that, Shen just pretty much tanking up that turret hit and saying, well, I can do that for a while. Let the minions have a bit of respite with the chompers down. Can't get too close in there. Not able to put down too much damage onto that inner turret.
And look at the zone control that TPS is putting down with those chompers. Like that plus a barrel, it's an entire lane that you can't push into, or you're going to take some damage from somewhere. And they've been doing a great job of using those to their advantage. Also, next with those barrels, is able to clear a wave out basically himself. And SGS side, they can't really siege a turret. I mean, they just can't. They don't really have a long enough range to make it happen, but they can dive under a turret if they need to, especially with how tanky Shen is.
Yep, he's headed back towards top to push that lane out once again. And we did see a little bit of action around Baron early, but that was really the kind of lingering process of that last team fight that happened. And up until now, no team making any kind of commitment over to that one, but we see Zonda here coming in. He's going to put down the baller strike. Didn't really do a lot there, to be honest. The Shen is going to jump in, using those brushes nicely, but is he going to be able to lock him down? Not sure that he is. I think he realized that himself, and he's like, well, I'll just be happy to get the farm then. Or not, because Jinx will steal it.
So all that worked for nothing for him. But not a lot of vision now for TPS side. You pointed out that Baron, a little bit of a contesting that we have, but it's been a really calm sense. That's just, they're finally making the move. They're trying to clear out the vision inside of that pit, but you can see Fiddlesticks does not want to get caught here. It looks like he might be able to get.
Oh, Hallelujah actually getting knocked up, but here comes the Stan United. They're diving in at this one. God JJ goes incredibly low. They've already blown up Lulu. Finally, Malphite goes down. Benny's right at the front. The rest of the team need to get around to this one. Chowie finally comes in. They switch positioning on towards him. He's already used the barrier as a super mega death rocket comes out as well. Shen is finally getting low in this fight. Next will pick up that one. And Zonda is continuing to do a lot of damage on the front line. It will end up being a double for Nex, and only 2 men survive from SGS.
And great positioning by God JJ yet again to stay away from that Malphite, to not get caught too low. And with that Cal, it's definitely helping out with that magic resist. They're going to be able to get a turret off of this, and they have potentially enough time to take an inhibitor turret, but do they want to go for it? Should they back away, go for Baron instead? And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, with Vi and Lulu coming back into this one, they should be headed straight towards Baron. Cryonics is 4 seconds out, but that should be down before he even gets close to this one. All of them pretty healthy from this one. Only really Zonda down to half, but he'll be fine and back up there in just a couple of moments. The Baron already down to less than half HP. Fiddlesticks and Jarvan on their way through, but already 1,000 health is what's left. And Hallelujah stood on the chompers. That's bad news. Horrible ulti comes out from Nex there. Didn't hit anyone, but Fiddlesticks is pretty much running against the clock from this one. He's going to go down. We did actually, we didn't see more to the point. Cryonics using his unstoppable force to one-shot Lulu.
And that TFG Mistake can't survive against that one. He does have his ultimate still available as well as the flash, but he's going to save it for next time. And it looks like TPS is going to continue to push here without Kaling having that ultimate, having that fear and silence here in these fights. They're not too scared of it. Not to mention Cryonics, with that ultimate not available, they're not afraid to siege some turrets down, and they're going for it.
Yeah, got JJ actually getting it down to half very much on his own there as the Chompers coming once again. There is the culling to try and clear them out. Zonda going very, very low, but they dive right in on top of them. Look how low Shen's gone just from that. Assault and battery onto Chowie. He will fall, and they continue to push in there. Switching target out now to Hallelujah, who drops down the Cataclysm. Got JJ falling to the turret, and they're chasing Hallelujah. Oh, that was really close to interrupting the slide over, but Hallelujah is still running here, but not for long. Bit overkill there maybe from Next, but it gets the job done either way, and that will be another 3 kills coming down from the Taipei Snipers. They are now 7, let's call it 8,000 gold almost in the lead.
And that's just, they wanted to be able to hold on to that turret, but they're going to lose it in the end and lose out on quite a few people. And TPS just knowing when to engage, you know, knowing that they felt like this was a good time for it. They had the Baron, they had an engage for it to happen with Zonda and Win so tanky, and they didn't really need a mistake there, who just pushed down bottom, and that might be exactly where they want to head up next. But either way, quite a big goal difference here developing for TPS, and that's kind of all due to how many Dragons they've gotten so far and that Baron.
Well, speaking about Dragon, that is going to be taken down without any problems whatsoever. A few more wards actually being put down in the jungle there on the way through by Kaylin on Fiddlesticks. They need to hold onto that jungle. I mean,
wow,
they've lost that inner turret here.
Look at Gold Joe. Oh, is he? Oh, sorry, Next was sitting on 5,000 gold. Sorry about that. I was just looking at it. I was like, he hasn't bought in a long time, but he spent 4,000 of it, and he has a Void Staff, the Death Cap, Dean's Holy Grail, and almost a Zhonya's. If he wasn't hurting before, I don't want to see what he's going to do now.
Hurting times 2 or 3 maybe even after spending that much. Zonda as well, we saw in that last fight that you can get him low, but he regens it so quickly that it's hard to actually do anything against him. And the fact that he can pin down and do a lot of damage on his way through to those single targets is really bad news. You see that pretty much the entire team coming towards that top inner turret, but the rest of the Snipers are pushing down towards the bottom inner turret. They're going to be able to tank this one up. Are they going to get in there for Chowie? No, they're not. He's recall way in time for that one. So they're basically going to split the team up. 3 of them going to have to go, 4 of them even going to have to go down and defend that inner turret on the bottom lane. Shen going to try and hold off Rengar at the top.
Yeah, Zonda was able to just pull away 3-4 members by himself while the rest of TPS just kind of set up towards bottom. They have some wards down. They see where everyone is going, and right now, Cryonics is trying to come in from the backside, but Zonda doing work top lane.
Yep, getting that one down, and that's probably not going to be stopping here either, you know. I mean, Ben able to do a little bit of damage back into him, but we'll see here in just a second once he hits 5 stacks as he heals it pretty much all back up without any problem. I'm going to concentrate on this bottom lane then, because that's where the rest of the teams are all lining up. We can see Jinx just trying to zap as much health away as possible. We've got Gragas barrels to roll in there for things as well. Meanwhile, we are seeing Zonda hammering on the turret, and
look how
Shen
low it
just
is.
Doesn't have enough damage to stop him.
Yeah, look how low it is, and the Baron regen plus the heal from his W is just kind of keeping him there the entire time, and that turret's going to fall very shortly.
Yeah, again, just healing up completely. Going to stack up those 5 points and do exactly the same over and over and over. God JJ now has that Banshee's Veil in there as well, so that limits what Cryonics can do. They have to get rid of that Banshee's Veil before he goes in for it.
Yeah, and as we were saying before, there's very few ways for SGS to really make that happen, and JJ all minus 1 time, as you see right there, the attempt for it.
Yeah.
All but 1 time, he's had amazing positioning in these fights, and with that Banshee's Veil, it makes it even harder for that to happen, or for him to kind of be in a bad spot. But TPS, they're not even looking for a fight. They're just committing to this split push kind of strategy. And Zonda, he just can't be pushed out by Shen. He has too much health. He regens way too much of it, as you're saying before, with that Spirit Visage. And even in a team fight, you have to commit an Ignite to him if you want to be able to kill him. And you only have 2 of them, and one of them has to go to God JJ.
And especially now that he's got that blue buff in there, those cooldowns are going to be coming in quicker. That means that he's stacking up his points a lot faster. And you see that he's already going in for this one. Heals himself back up to half, but the rest of the team now coming around. He did, in fact, get taunted there. He's got his ultimate available. There is the stealth up. Where's he going to go? Hallelujah chasing him round, and he's going to escape this one. Hallelujah's not going to get anywhere close to him. He's even cheeky enough to turn around and get the slow in. And just that pressure, just pulling the entire team off, opens up finally that bottom inner turret.
Yeah, I mean, who does SGS send to stop Zonda? You can't send Xiaoyi because he'll probably just die to 1v1. Obviously, we know Ben's not been able to do it here with that Shen. And that's all TPS needs to do. Just rinse and repeat over and over. But right now, Baron's coming up, and this could be the little bit of a break that SGS needs if they can possibly force a fight. and take that behind it.
It's 2,500 gold for Jinx, which is all going to be spent up here. We see the last Whisper coming in, a pickaxe as well. A little bit of magic resist for Gragas, along with that Zhonya's, the Rabadon's Deathcap Void Staff, and the Athene's Unholy Grail. Trinity Force in there as well for Rengar. TPS are in such a strong position here that if they don't make mistakes, then this should be their game.
Oh, but this might be the mistake they're looking for. We have SGS chasing down Zonda here. Zonda does have ultimate to get away, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how much of a mistake really is that? Pulls the entire team in, turns around, goes on to Chowie, who loses almost instantly half of his HP. And look at this, Cryonics coming around the side. This may be the thing to stop it all going off, but is it going to be enough damage? Wins does die as we see Fiddlesticks jump in there. Kill for kill right now, but there are the Chompers. That's going to stop a lot of them. Cryonics goes down. God JJ getting that speed boost is absolutely destroying them here. Can he get Hallelujah? That's his target. He will not quite get it. The flash came in. Ben is going to fall. Wow, Zap not connecting either, but they went all so very, very low. Ben is still somehow alive. The belly slam from Next didn't land. There is the barrel, and actually Hallelujah did get away from things in the end, but that was a 4-for-1.
And with these death timers, Joe, TPS can just constantly push here. I mean, 30 seconds on a couple of members here. They already have the top inhibitor turned very low, and they're going to take down with an inhibitor behind it. They might be able to just finish this one.
Hallelujah just using to come out there, those home guard boots as fast as he possibly can. And yeah, Zonda just putting down the pressure. They all run away. When that bowler strike comes out, I say run away. It's more of a slow walk away from things. But Zonda so very dangerous. We've got Baron coming up here. Baron's been up for a while, but the tent is coming up for Taipei Snipers. And just a quick score update for you. Taipei Assassins were playing the Saigon Jokers over in the other quarterfinal. And I can tell you right now, 2-0 to the Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them and hear them cheering from over here. It was kind of maybe a little bit unexpected, but in the meantime, we still have this game going on as a fight breaks out. Yeah,
Hallelujah is going to get locked down by the Assault and Battery. Kaylin has to flash away from things, so already a couple of ultimates used here out of the Taipei Snipers, and we can see that they're actually backing off.
Yeah, they don't want to...
That's dangerous.
They don't want to lose the game right here. Like, they don't want to lose that Baron buff to the other side when SGS has the most important ultimate available in the hands of Cryonics. He's not there right now, but obviously they didn't know that at the time, and we do have Ben's ultimate coming up very shortly. And it looks like TPS, with that inhibitor down, I'm not sure if they even need to go for Baron. They can just bait them away from it, obviously, but they can still let Zonda just push bottom while they push top or middle.
Yeah, and Zonda makes short work of these minion waves, that's for sure. You see how many wards are around the Baron right now. Funnily enough, not enough. Too much on the actual Baron itself. And, you know, across the whole halfway line, I guess we can say, from either side of things. Right now, though, we are seeing the Snipers push those waves out once again. The bottom lane in particular pushed up on towards that inner turret. And the fact is that Mistake here with that Oracle on, got the pink down on the Baron pit itself, is strangling them in terms of vision.
He's doing a great job of that, especially trying to clear out everything as possible. He's being really brave, too, checking a lot of bushes that didn't have warded just yet. But Zonda, he's still bottom. He's still pushing while the rest of TPS still just trying to bait someone from SGS out here. And right now, SGS has to make a decision. Do they want to go for the fight? Or do they want to go back and let Baron get go free to TPS? They need to stop Zonda somehow, and he's on the inhibitor turret already.
Yeah. And he's going to keep going from it, isn't he? I mean, why back off right now? There we finally see them start to back away from that mid lane. And the pings come into middle. Zonda hammering in there, though. He's actually going to take this one down before they can get close to him. I'm not sure that the Inhib's going to survive things either. Shen is finally coming down the back, but he's probably going to get slowed, and Zonda will just be quite happy to try and trot away from this one. Actually, he's going to have to pop his ultimate, surely, to get away. The Culling comes in. There is the ultimate used by Zonda, and he's headed straight down the lane. No one able to catch him from that one. Meanwhile, Hallelujah right in the middle of them, but he's going to fall. There is Shen actually coming into things, but it won't be fast enough. The kill comes down for Nets.
And this is making me think that we're going to see a Rengar ban come into this next game, or at least a little bit of a different top choice for SGS, because Zonda is applying so much pressure. I mean, he has a good score, 2-1-11, but wow. Fiddlesticks might go down here.
Yeah, he's dead. Not really a hard one to call that one. The barrel taking half of his health. They've got at least 3 super minions coming down with this wave. Next actually moving in closer. This is going to be game number 1, surely. Going over to the Taipei Snipers. We see Cryonics there off towards the side. Ben trying to hold him. It's actually the Super Mega Death Rocket that picked up the kill there in the final seconds. But this fight is going to end with a Nexus going down. Ben forced to back away. Nexus down to half HP. The Super Minions even chasing them onto the farm team, and the Taipei Snipers pick up game number 1.
The thing about that entire game was, Joe, it wasn't clear-cut at any point of it. I mean, we saw SGS actually do a couple of great engages that gave them an early advantage, and then we saw just TPS using their composition for their own to kind of just split push the entire time and not allow SGS to force these team fights that they wanted.
Well, it's a best of 3, so we have to keep that one in mind. Certainly some lessons to be learned when it comes to bans, I think, this time around. Rengar, so incredibly strong for Zonda. Ended up only 2 kills. Doesn't sound like a huge amount, but 2-1, 12 assists there, 331 CS. We saw how fast he was taking down the turrets and the inhibitor there right at the very end of things. But across the board, very strong. Got JJ on Jinx, 8-2 and 10. He ended that one. 9-3 and 6 for Nex on Gragas. Like, everyone across the board here played very well. Mistake caught out a few times, but 15 assists nonetheless in that one as well. And just an overall very solid. Yeah. Even though it was a little bit of a slower game, certainly to get going, and it was more of a control game than fight, win the game, finish it off. I mean, it lasted 42 minutes, almost 43 minutes there. So, you know, it was a slower win. But it was a win, and it was pretty convincing once we saw, you know, how things were panning out from the early mid-game.
Yeah, it wasn't a win based off of just bashing heads. It was a win of, like, it was more of a chess game, let's just say that. It was more about strategy and executing it exactly how they want to. You saw TPS, you know, they went for a fight middle. Actually, it was more towards Dragon and middle at the same time, and they kind of got caught. They kind of got hit with the Alpha Ultimate by 3 or 4 people. And from that, they lost the fight, but they immediately changed their game plan from it. They were able to kind of execute a little bit differently, and from the strategy alone and from the adaptation, which makes the team so good, they were able to take that victory, just like you said, pretty convincingly.
Well, the teams are obviously going to have a little bit of a chat after game number 1, and specifically SGS, I think, because they've got a lot of things to be thinking about. We're going to be taking a quick commercial break, but of course, when we come back, it will be game number 2 as the Taipei Snipers here. Can they finish it out? Best of 3. They need 1 more from the remaining 2 games, or will SGS here on home soil in Singapore be able to bring it back? We'll find out in just a few.
Professional grade communication tool. the choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid Call. Communication for winners.